Good morning, welcome to this cold, wet and horrible Sunday morning. The plan of action for today is we're going to take brassicas from out of the greenhouse, bring them in here and pot them up, and then that will give us room in the greenhouse to put some new seeds in to get started. So we've got a busy day, so let's get stuck in. The compost that I'm using we got from a place called Mill Farm Recycling, which is quite local to us in Staffordshire. And we clubbed together as an allotment society and we got, I think it was 8 tonnes for just over £200. So if you're in the Staffordshire area and you're looking for a bulk delivery of a good quality compost, just give them a call. They're really helpful, and within 48 hours we'd had the compost delivered, so we can't fault them on service. So if you want to give them a try, just give them a ring. I bought these hard plastic seed trays. Now they're really good. There are holes in the bottom. Unfortunately, my fingers are too big to go through the holes, so what I have to use is a biro. I just pop them out with a biro and just gently, oh, it's falling apart. It's all gone wrong. Oh well. Alternatively, you can just dig in with your hands. So that was how not to do it. Alright, let's give this another go. I think the trick is poke it all the way up. Ah, that's better. You can see the roots on there. Drop her in. I'm running low on the individual pots, so I'm going to put these into these little 10 seed trays. They're only slightly larger than what they've come out of, but it'll help them hold on to a little bit more moisture, and that means I have to water them a little less often, which is perfect for me. Well, that's the first tray done, just 3 or 4 more to go, but we've got our Allotment Society AGM today, so I'm going to pop up to that in a minute and see what that's all about. It'll be the first time I've ever been to one, so it should be interesting. I shall let you know how it goes. Well, I'm just back from the committee meeting and that was quite eventful. I've been offered 3 additional half plots and it's up to me to choose which one I want. I've had a look round and I think I've got the one in mind that I want, and also I'm now a committee member, so that's good news. So it's been a good day really. Just got to finish off potting up the brassicas and I can start on the seeds. I think it's going to take a little bit longer than I thought it would. I wasn't expecting the committee meeting to take 2 hours, but it was good. First time I've been to one, so I enjoyed it. Next up, I've got some Primo 3 cabbage. Same process as on the last ones really. Pop it in the water bath. There we go. Just carry on working my way through the rest. I'm not sure what the whiteness on the leaves is. I don't know, the overwatering, underwatering, lack of nutrients. Not sure really, but I'll have a look when I get back. Actually, I think I'm just going to pot up 3 of the aubergines because the other 2, I don't think they look like they're going to survive. They're looking a little bit sickly. It could possibly be too cold for them. So I'll put these 3 back in the greenhouse where it's a little bit warmer than out in the polytunnel. There wasn't a lot of stuff that I could pot up on. A lot of them, the roots just weren't formed enough, and as I was trying to get them out of the tray, it was just crumbling away, so the roots weren't holding the compost. So I'm going to leave them for a couple more weeks, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start sowing my seeds. I've got 16 different types of seed to sow, so I think I'm going to start off at the top of the list and get some peas on. I'm going to sow some in gutters and some directly into seed trays because I've only got 3 gutters and I've got 4 different varieties of pea. So we'll do that next. The gutters, my beds are roughly 1 metre wide, so I've cut the gutters into 1 metre lengths, and then another plot holder gave me this slightly larger section. So just going to pack them up with compost. I've got an end on one, no end on the other. Pack them up with compost, water them in, and then I'm going to put them up in the polytunnel. I'll support them on some string or something, just so that the mice and rats don't get to them. So when you're hobbling around on one leg because you're on crutches, this is how you fill pea gutters. Just pour the compost on the bed. And there you go. Simple as that. First pea we're going to put in is alderman. I've never grown these before, but apparently the plant will get to 1.8 metres high, so I've not soaked them. Some people do, but I'm not that organised. Just going to put approximately half in now, and then the other half I'll sow in a few weeks, maybe a few months. Just trying to spread them out a little bit. See if I can get some tape or something to put on the end of this one. Right, so that's the alderman. Next we've got an Oregon sugar pod, which is all over the floor. Monge, this is a Monge tube side. I'll put those up in a second. Next we've got another Monge 2 type P. This is called Cabri, and hopefully when I open this one they won't go everywhere. There's not a lot in here, so I'm just going to do the whole lot. I'll try and spread them out evenly. So again, I'm going to put some tape on the one end. And the Cabri are number 1. And then, so the last one should be Snow Pea. Which are, got these from Premier Seeds Direct. 350, so I'm just gonna do half of these. I'm gonna put them in these trays, and I'll put 2 or 3 in each one. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting the second plot. It's only a half plot, it's not full plot. This one's full, so 1.5 I think would be perfect. I did ideally want the one that's right next to me that's unused, but apparently the person has paid their annual fees, even though they've not been using it for the past couple of years. And if they've paid, there's not a lot anyone can do. There you go. Got our little holes. With the new plot as well, it's been pretty well maintained. I understand, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the guy that used to have it, he unfortunately died last year, and his wife has decided that she can't take over the plot for one reason or another. I think it's just too much. Sort of every time she comes down, it's going to be a reminder. So she's decided to give it up. So hopefully I can get it looking nice, and the previous owner, wherever he might be, will be happy with what I do. I've actually, towards the middle of last year, I saw the guy that used to have this plot. Old, really. I think he's in his mid-80s, and he just happened to be driving past one day with his grandson and his wife, and they just had a little chat over the gate. And he said he was happy that the plot was being used and looked after, so I was happy with that. There we go. Come over. It must be difficult when people have to give up allotment plots. I mean, I've not been able to come down for the past week or two, and it's been absolutely horrible just being sat at home. And there's so much you want to do, but you just can't do it. And mine's only a temporary injury. In a few weeks' time, I should be back up and running again. But if I have to give it up, it must be terrible. But Such is life. Fine. Anyway, back to this. The Cadbury. No, these are actually the snow pea. So these are number 2 on the list. There we go. Easy identification. Put the pen back in the pocket. I'm going to pop these over on the other side. Fill the gutters with soil, and I'm going to water them all in, and then we'll move on to the next thing. So now we're going to attempt to make a suspended shelf using some bits of off-cut wood that I had lying around. There we go. Put that in there. Hook it around the mid support bar. If I can get that through there. Come on, come on, come on. There we go, that's got you. And then set the height, which I reckon will be about there. Tie it off, 2 of them, it'll keep the peas away from the mice. I'm not going to put it on this side, I'm going to put it on the other side of the polytunnel because it's just going to be in the way if I leave it here. But that's the idea, that's what I'm going to go with. I'll do a couple of them. And then here's all the beauty. The pea hammock. I reckon next time I come down there'll be 3 gutters of peas on the floor and some snap twine, so I might find something a little bit stronger, but that's the idea. So next on the list, spring onions, and I'm going to be using Westland's Groshaw. I've not bought it for any particular reason, it's pretty much all they had in the shop, so I thought it'll do the job. It's very fine though. All the seeds that I've sowed at home, I've used the same. And there's a few bits in it, but it's generally a fine mix. So that's what I'm going with. I've already pre-labelled them, so I know what's going in each. So, in the first one, ramrod, and in the second one, white Lisbon. My aim is to just sow a few every 3 to 4 weeks. You don't want to sow hundreds and end up with hundreds of onions. Well, spring onions. There's not one come out now. There we go. Right, so I'll get on with this and I'll bring you back when I've done. Just gone with 2 or 3 in each cell. Push them in so they're in contact with the soil. So I'm done. I'll stick them in the water. Feels like we're making some progress now. Next up, Musselburgh leeks. I'm not a huge leek fan, so I'm not going to go crazy with these. I did a few last year, but I think from what I've been able to figure out, it might have been allium leaf miner, or it was like something had been burrowing into them, and they weren't particularly big anyway. So this year I've got some EnviroMesh, and I'm gonna put them in under that, and hopefully we should have some reasonable leeks. So I'm not going to go crazy. Should be enough. And I'll just, once they come through, prick them out, pop them on, just firm them down. This is what the flask cup comes in handy for. There we go. And what we've got next, I think we'll finish off with some beetroot. Now I do like beetroot. We do a potato salad with beetroot, potatoes, red onions, eggs, and anything else we can find really, but that's the main thing. And then mayonnaise. It's absolutely delicious. But I did get a complaint that I put too much beetroot in it. So what I do is I make everyone else's, and then I have a little tray of beetroot next to me, and they have extra. I'm not sure exactly which type I grew last year, because I was working away in the polytunnel and another plot holder just appeared and said, "You got some beetroot?" So I said, "Yes please." So that's what we're growing. Cardiel F1. Cardiel, Jesus. Got chunky little seeds. Again, with beetroot, it's going to be, maybe I'll do one of these small trays every 4 weeks or 6 weeks, just so we've got a constant steady supply. But they can be frozen, but it's much better to eat them fresh. There we go. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. I believe that's what you're supposed to say. Anyway, thanks a lot. Goodbye.